Alright guys, here he is, a toilet buck. Right here, Jessy, Meherg, glad you got to come on. Y'all heard about it in the last episode, the toilet buck. It's one out of the two that I've been trying to get on. Guys, I've told him to do this raw, uncut, don't leave nothing out of it, because this is a hilarious video. He done his homework, done everything he needed to do. Jessy, tell us about this deer.
Well, I've been watching the deer. I mean, it was with a few other bucks, and been watching its movement and the way it comes in for probably 3 or 4 years now. It's all on private property. I noticed that during bow season, they'd all come in, but 2 weeks in, they just disappear. Especially the closer you get to gun season. They're either nighttime or they completely get off the property. Well, for the past 2 years, I'd hunt. When I'd come back home, they'd be in the backyard. So I was like, well, hell, if they're going to be in the backyard, I might as well hunt in the house. So luckily, I saw Justin's truck hunting the public property close to me, and I was like, well, hell, somebody's hunting this deer. I'm going to have to get out here and kill it. So I rushed home, got home from work, sat on the toilet, hung a crossbow out the window. The rest is history.
So now, a bait pile, you did kill an old corn.
Did have corn out.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that. You fed these deer throughout the years you've always kind of fed, but y'all never really fed all year long.
Yeah, this will be, I'd say probably last year we started feeding all year. And it's just, we went from, I'm not even going to say it's made a difference. Usually we would start feeding.
I'm going to say it did, because when you called me to come and help track this thing, we literally had to run deer out of your backyard.
Well, I agree with that, but I'm saying feeding them all year compared to feeding them just for a few months. But yeah, they's hungry. There wasn't no acres falling yet, and they's ready to go.
20 yards.
Yeah, probably. I could hear him crunching on the corn.
20 yards from the toilet. That's pretty impressive. I bet ain't nobody ever done that.
I'd say it's probably very, very rare to happen.
Well, I don't know. It's what, 3 weeks ago, I guess. 3.5 weeks ago, I guess, since you killed him. I don't know. I just figured it was a hilarious story. It's actually your biggest buck to date, ain't it?
Biggest buck to date, first one with crossbow.
First one with crossbow. There's a lot of people that hasn't even had that opportunity, even with a gun.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially, there's a lot of people in your area that hasn't even pulled the trigger on anything. So it's pretty impressive. I wouldn't care what nobody thinks. Everybody's got their ways of hunting. It don't matter as long as it's done legally. It doesn't matter how it's done.
That's right.
But yeah, I would, like he said, he mentioned that he had seen me there the morning before. So I was actually in there and was trying to cut this deer or another deer's track. I cut the deer's track that morning, probably 9:30 to 10:30 that morning, crossing a drainage, and it was leading towards where he's talking about. But I searched, I scouted in there the whole time, nothing really promising, just trying to figure things out. And another buddy of mine had actually talked to Jessy and was talking about him seeing that I was there. And this is what makes this all funny, because it's like hearing it 2 or 3 different ways. And David was all like, yo, Jessy said he's seen somebody up there. I'm gonna have to get up there. I'm gonna have to kill this thing. So I'm gonna kill it. And needless to Jessy know that it was actually me. which makes it even funnier because I was actually trying to play a joke on him whenever he called saying, "Hey, are you busy?" I said, "No, I'm sitting on the front porch." And he said, "Well, I shot a big deer, I need help tracking." I said, "You didn't shoot no big deer." I said, "I shot a big one this morning." And I was actually playing a joke on him because I figured that's what he was doing to me. And he wasn't joking, he was being for real.
I think I told you. Well, I mean, if you did, that's fine, but
Yeah.
he had another
He
one.
didn't even care if I had shot one or not. He was like, "Well, it's on you. We ain't worried about you. I'm worried about mine." But no, I went up there and we had to run deer off from behind his place there and ended up, didn't know for sure if you made a good hit or not.
Yeah.
I didn't.
I mean,
you did.
I heard the pop. I mean, I knew I had a good solid hit, but I mean, we were
Me being there, it's
20
kinda,
yards before we found blood.
Yeah, well, it's probably a little farther than that. It was a little different on my end, just for the simple fact is I couldn't see the shot. I wasn't there. So trying to find blood at impact, you know, I'm sitting here running through my head, well, which way was the deer turn? Which way was he headed? Where was he standing? And I think we ended up finding blood probably, I'm gonna say 30, 35 yards before we seen first blood. And then we got to noticing it started opening up pretty good. And ended up walking right up on him. I mean, he probably didn't go 80 to 100 yards max.
Yeah.
And he ended up taking him to the processor and brought the cape to me that night. And yeah, 3 weeks later, I got him mounted for him. So, well, Jesse, I appreciate it. It's very funny. Some people may not see it funny, but I think it's hilarious. The toilet buck. I mean,
It is what it is.
not too many people gets a chance at a good-looking caliber deer as that 20 yards from a toilet.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't. So I appreciate you coming on. You guys, we'll catch y'all.